She's on her menstrual cycle, her time of the month, and she is washing his hair. And how she did this? Is that a good question? Anybody know how she did this? Huh? How?
He had his head out of the window.
He put his head inside the door. It's not a window, it's a door. Because his house was the masjid. Right on the edge of the masjid is his, the wall of his house is the wall of the masjid. So when he put his head inside, his head legally in Islam, his head was in her house. And she washed his hair. She did not enter the masjid. Okay? Everybody with me on that? Because women are not supposed to enter the masjid during that time. They're not supposed to do that. But there's exceptions. By the way, there's exceptions to every rule. If it's something that's an emergency, nobody's going to stop her from there. If she has to save a child's life, no, I have to stand here and watch you die. Come on, you know that. It's not what it means. Here's one that asks, can women follow a dead body to the grave? I'm sure you were talking about the janazah. At the time of the Prophet ﷺ, the women had very bad habit. Very bad habit. In some countries I visited, some women still do this today. Is that when somebody dies, they scream and holler and wail, tear at their hair, rip off their hijab, they go crazy. And it's sometimes, in one country I visited, they pay women to go do that for them. Yes, I don't want to say it was Maghreb, but oops. Anyway. See, no, I'm telling you the truth or no, stop me if I'm wrong. Some people do stuff like this. But it's totally wrong in Islam. And here's why. Please understand the hukm behind this. What is hukm in English? Wisdom. Yeah, exactly. I tried to learn Arabic, now I forgot my English. Alhamdulillah, I keep getting the good answers from the sisters too, by the way. You understand? But during the time of the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, these women did that, and he said that the man in the grave is being punished for these women who are doing this. Now in Islam we know nobody is ever punished for what other people do. So that would be a contradiction unless you understood the meaning. Nobody is punished for what other people do, isn't that true? Especially a dead person. But he said it, and it's a good hadith. The meaning was that he had not stopped them from doing such things while he was alive. And so because of this, in other words, he was one of those who said, yeah, they can go and wail and do all that. And he never stopped them. They didn't learn. And it's his fault, so that's why he got punished. The wailing and the screaming at the death of a person indicates a very bad opinion of Allah. It means you don't accept Allah's qadr. The correct thing to say at the death of a person is Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. That's in the Quran. From Allah we came, and to Allah is the return. All of us will die. Kullu nafsin da'iqatul maut. Allah said in the Quran, every soul shall taste death. Are you trying to escape that? No. And when somebody dies, that's it. That's the end of the game. And you must help them. They can't help themselves anymore. You have to clean their body. You have to wrap their body. You have to carry them to the grave. You have to give the fragrance in there. You have to put them in the right way. It's up to you to be strong now and patient and be working together with each other. Be tolerant of each other. Do your best and pray for that person. Is that true or false? So how is it, and a woman is there going, in the middle of all of that. So that is why the scholars said, because the Prophet ﷺ said it. But if the women would just, crying is okay, by the way. Even the Prophet ﷺ cried at the death of his son. He cried. I think his son, this was Ibrahim. When he was holding him, was it right? He was maybe 4 years old, 3 years old, something like that?
16 months.
Only 16 months? And he died in his arms, something like this. So crying is not the problem. It's not that kind of crying. It's the crying out, the wailing, the disparity of, oh my God, all these things of, and why did this happen to me? And oh my poor, my husband, my baby, whatever. It's not Islam. It's a form of shirk. And that's why it's disgusting, and that's why the women don't go. But, if the woman, you know the women are going to be in control and they want to go for whatever reason, I don't know. You shouldn't stop them. But if you know by letting her go, you're going to have all the other women go that, well, you should tell her, maybe it'd be better. Just stay in a car, or, because otherwise we're going to have a big problem. The community starts fighting over it. You divide the people up, and that's even worse than anything. It's very important for us to work together as Muslims. Some of you are here from Arab countries, some of you are here from Asia, some are from Turkey, different places. Me, some of us, we're from right here. But all of us are Muslims. And we're here for the duration. This is our country. This is where we need to be. So I don't need to tell you what I used to do as a Christian in Texas. And you don't need to tell me what you used to do in Pakistan or in Arabia or something else. What we need to do is find out, what did Islam actually say, and how can we make that work where we are now? Does that make sense or no?
Yes.
And then especially what we can do that will hold us together. I make mistakes. And I know that. I'm asking you, please, before I begin, to forgive me. But I'm sure I'll do something right. I do so much stuff, something that's got to be good. At least one thing, I hope. So look for the good. And let's don't look for the bad in each other. Today we had an interesting thing take place here, but it was resolved rather nicely, I thought. Because Muslims, really, they're big people. Much bigger than the problem. And I like to see that. I want to see this continue, not just here in Indiana, but around the world. I want to see Muslims learn how to be big about something and not be childish. Really. And again, sisters, and we're going to have to look to you for some help, because you guys, you know how to handle this thing. Help us learn how to be tolerant of each other and kind to each other. And put up with some of the stuff that we do, because, we can't help it, we're men. What age do you wear hijab? When a girl reaches the age that she can have children, this is when she should wear hijab. Some girls don't even start till they're 17. Others start when they're 6. That's true. But when she starts, she should do it. Now, if she'd like to start wearing it, maybe she didn't begin her time, and she's 13, 14, but she feels like, gosh, I want to wear it. I don't think you should stop her from it. But Allah knows best. You ask a question here. There is something in one of the hadiths, I'm not sure the strength of the hadith, I'm not positive it's sahih, but it's a good hadith, at least Hasan maybe. But it said that the hadith says that there are 4 that will be punished for a woman who doesn't wear hijab. The father, the brother, the husband, and the son. Didn't mention the woman. Why? Same thing that we just talked about the grave. The one who didn't teach her. Did the man... Ladies, does this make sense to you?